Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Max. I'm your mentor today, and yeah, I've started working with Meteor in 2014, I think, in October, to build an app for project and task management called TeamGrid. We are online since November 2015.
Wow, I know this one. Nice.
And yeah, I think I have some experience in Meteor now.
Nice.
Okay, I'm coming from Germany, and yeah. Okay, who wants to introduce?
Yeah, I can go next.
Okay.
It's all right. Yeah,
Great.
I'm from Germany as well. My name is Niels. I'm originally a front-end developer, and I started dabbling with Meteor since I think March 2015.
Okay.
It's all still a bit new to me, but I'm making good progress. And I did first little Slack clone app for a first project, and now I'm working on a real app which I'd like to make public for the users of my website. I run a little side project as a hobby, and so yeah, that's why I'm here. It's really nice.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Okay. So are we only 3 or 4 people?
Well, Julia's there.
Yeah.
Nice.
No camera, I guess. Okay. I'm guessing I'm next. Necmettin, about 20 years of development experience, mostly backend. Almost 5 years PHP now, but I'm in love with Meteor. For I guess it's been a year, but no development experience with Meteor, so I'm basically a student. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe Julia have to.
Do we have a list of things we will talk about, or I don't know?
Yeah, it's up to you. If you have a topic, you can start.
Okay. Yeah, I've posted some things in the Slack channel which would interest me, but I'm open for anything we're talking about.
I think we can talk about those things, especially we can, I think, begin with Blaze or whatever.
Blaze or whatever. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I just couldn't remember the for a moment. Sorry.
Yeah.
React. Yeah.
Angular, React. There's a lot of front-end engines, I think. Yeah. Blaze or React. Yeah, it's a good question. I think Blaze isn't deprecated at the moment, and MDG don't plan to deprecate Blaze in the near future. But I think also, we have at TeamGrid have some problems with Blaze. We are using Blaze at the moment, and yeah, the performance is not very good. And I had a call with Zoltan from MDG, I think a month ago or so, and he told me that it's a good idea to migrate to React, and especially if we have new projects, I think it's not the best option to start with Blaze instead of with React.
Can I ask a question to that?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. I have my own little app now written in Blaze and with Arunoda. Would you say it makes sense now to switch now? I mean, it's working. It's working quite nicely, I think. So I'm not sure if I should switch because I haven't done anything with React yet. So that would mean more learning. I'm a bit on the fence on that. So yeah, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I started looking to React 3 months ago or so, and yeah, if you know Blaze or Angular, you can start really quick. And
Okay.
yeah, it seems that that the architecture of Blaze makes really sense. And yeah.
The architecture of Blaze, or you mean
No, of React.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, if you want to migrate a Blaze app to React, I think there is a blog post of on this Discover Media from what's his name? Yeah, there's a blog post on Discover Media and series, and I think the first part is to move from Iron Router to Flow Router.
Okay. Yeah, I think I saw that one. Yeah.
And we have done this a month ago, and yes, it was really easy.
Okay.
And yeah, the performance difference from Iron Router to Flow Router, yeah, a little bit.
Little bit, but okay. All right. Yeah, maybe I look into it. I'm just not sure if I mean, it means extra work now. I'm so close to being finished, and now rewriting everything sounds a bit like, oh, really? But okay, yeah, I'll check it out.
I have a quick question. When you say Blaze has performance problems, like what size of an application are we talking about? How many lines? How much front-end operation? I think I can say. I mean, most people say React is more performant than Blaze. Okay, but what size of an application are we talking about?
I'm talking about TeamGrid. Maybe you know TeamGrid. It's a platform for project management, like Asana, a combination of Asana and Trello.
Combination. So it's a very big application, actually, right?
Yes, it's a big application.
Mm-hmm.
And we ran into some performance issues. We have a grid with columns and yeah, the persons are columns, and in these columns are cards for the tasks. And yeah, this view especially, we have a lot of problems with Blaze. Many subscriptions on templates and yeah, many DOM nodes. The biggest problem, I think, is the removal of DOM nodes in our case. If the root is changed and the whole view will change, the removal of the DOM nodes of the old view takes a lot of time.
But that's what React is doing better, or have you tested that?
I think I haven't tested it yet, but that's a plan for the next few weeks. We want to take this view and migrate it from Blaze to React, but there's a lot of small parts we have also to migrate to React, and maybe it takes a lot of time too.
All right.
But if I started with React, it feels really good, and yeah, it was a little bit confusing to have the HTML in the JavaScript.
Yeah.
But that was only the first thought of mine. And yeah, if I started development, it's really good and it makes a lot of sense, and yeah, a lot of fun too.
Okay.
And I can recommend to learn React.
So it's not doesn't feel weird anymore to you that Do you have
No.
HTML? No, really? No?
No.
Okay. Yeah, well, nice.
Unbelievable, but
Okay. Yeah. I'd like to know how you can structure your projects. How you do that? Can you give some input on that? Because I mean, I wrote that already, but I try to think in components like HTML, JavaScript, and CSS in one folder. But other than that, I'm not sure where other parts are placed best. You know?
Yeah, maybe. No, I think until Meteor 1.3, there you have the option to structure your app package based or the whole thing in your app and not in packages. But then if you do that, you have to think about the load order. And in Meteor, the files are loaded. I think the deepest directories or files in the deepest directories are loaded first, alphabetically. Except there's a lib folder, then these files are loaded first.
Yeah.
And yeah, it can be a bit confusing. But in Meteor 1.3, we can use the modules from ECMAScript 2015 with import, and I think that this is a lot better. There was a discussion on Mantra on GitHub, I think, and the most people are saying it's good to structure an app feature-based. Like you have a blog, you have subdirectories for articles and authors, posts, comments, and if you look in this directory, you see authors, comments, posts, and you know, okay, this must be a blog. And in these directories, you could put your components for comments, blogs, posts, and authors.
Okay.
I think feature-based is a good way to structure an app.
So one of these features in your app would be the cards, for example?
Yes.
Or? Okay.
But at TeamGrid, we haven't structured the code feature-based. We have started in October 2014, and I was new to Meteor, and I have to decide how to structure the app. And it looks a little bit like that.
Okay. But works well enough, I think.
It works, and if I see something very bad, I have to remove it and write it again.
So you do piece by piece.
Is there a Meteor specific editor, an application for Meteor projects?
No. This is especially this software for advertising agencies to manage projects with clients and something general, not special for media.
Please.
Actually, I was asking. I use Sublime Text daily. I was asking if there is an editor like Sublime Text for Meteor, not specific to your project.
Okay. Specific editor for media. I think I'm using Atom from GitHub, but I think there's also Webpack. No, not Webpack. WebStorm. Sorry. And WebStorm has media support built in. With I think I haven't tried it yet, but I think with the debugging and auto-completion, something like that.
And it's written in Java, so I will never try it actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The thing is, you know, all our editors are folder and file based. No matter what technology, what programming language, what server components you use, all the editors you use are list folders on the left and files under them. So I'm thinking maybe as part of our project, we can start at least developing something like that.
Ah, okay. You mean an editor in Meteor developed?
Yeah, editor developed in Meteor for Meteor projects.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a bit ambitious. It will take a long time to complete, but I don't know. I think it can be a community effort because you know, right now you use the terminal to add components, add libraries, and then you go to your editor, create folders, create files, write the same JavaScript over and over again. Even when you use snippets, it's a long and complicated process. I thought maybe we can create an editor for Meteor users, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think we will develop a project as part of our Hangouts, right? As part of our, yeah. So I thought maybe we can think about an editor.
I don't have experience in developing editors, but yeah, I think it takes a lot of time to develop something like that. I think maybe there are a lot of good editors which are open source or closed source. Makes no difference. And there are many ways to improve these editors via plugins, and maybe
it's not out of a necessity. I thought maybe it can be a good side project because you will have to use components that are not in Atmosphere.js. You will need text coloring components, menu components. It can even be turned into a desktop application. So it can be really extended. I don't know, just an idea, maybe. Otherwise, I think we will develop something, but I don't know what we will develop. I don't know if you guys ever talked about it.
Yeah, how does it work? We are a few different groups now, as I understand. Are we two or three groups? And we are all working on the same app, or each group individually? Or is that still up for discussion?
I think we work independently.
Okay.
From each group. Julia, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, Julia.
Oh, so sorry. This is the first time I use this, and it's kind of having technical difficulties.
Yeah, no problem.
It's working now.
Sorry.
Cool.
Julia, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, sure, absolutely. Well, I'm a web developer. I've been working with .NET for like 10 years. I work for a large corporation, which doesn't allow too much freedom, as you may understand. So I'm learning fun things on my own, and I'm working with some startups to implement those things. And one last project that I took on is Meteor. and I took it on because the guy left and left with just like pieces of things that he thought should be done. So I had to learn it, and I absolutely love it. And actually, I am using Flow Router. I am structuring the application by functionality. I think I read a tutorial somewhere or something. So obviously, every day there is a challenge. You do something and it doesn't work. You have to research. So I'm really excited to join the group, and maybe if we do the project, that's how you learn. So really happy to be here.
Yeah, nice.
Do you have a question for?
No, I'll just listen in for now.
Okay.
If I have a question, trust me, I'll jump in.
Yeah, I can ask some more. If that's all right.
Right.
Okay. In general, how do you approach learning new things? Do you keep some kind of notebook or something you refer to, or doesn't make sense at all? But how do you do this?
Yeah, I don't like writing with my hand, but that's only me. Yeah, I read. Yeah, no. It's a good question. It's a really good question. Yeah, I think for me, I want to have everything. Yeah, no. I read I read a lot of blog posts and try to read something in the forum all day, and yeah, but yeah.
I'm just asking because when I learn some new technique or anything that helps me along to solve something, I'm wondering, should I keep this snippet somewhere, or will I remember it next time I need it, or do I have to search all over the net again? But you're not doing anything in that direction,
yeah, I'm using Git, and yeah, if I have a snippet, that's. And I think, yeah, okay, that's cool. Maybe I can use it on another project. Yeah, I save it in a repository or something like that. But yeah, I think for learning new techniques, the best is to have other persons.
Yeah. Okay.
Which knows these techniques or also learning new techniques.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's good to have this group, I think.
True. Yeah, I have one more. Okay, I've recently tried to implement a payment gateway in one of my apps. I'm using a Braintree for that, which seems to work. But for this, I had to create it was a settings.something.json in my root, and I have no clue what that does.
Yeah. Okay. I think these you specify these file with -- settings if you start Meteor. With that you can specify special settings for Meteor, and these are available through meteor.settings. On the client meteor.settings.public, and packages are able to use that settings, and that's maybe the confusion or magic you mentioned. If you add a package that requires something in media settings, maybe it will crash if these settings are not set.
Yeah, that's because that's what happened to me. If I start Meteor now with Meteor -- settings and something, then it's working. But if I just start it with Meteor, it's crashing because the package can't find the variables in there, and that makes sense. But now if I can start Meteor with -- settings, but if I deploy the app now, then what? So
if you deploy to Galaxy or the free meteor.com hosting, you normally do it with Meteor deploy.
Yeah.
And you can also specify the settings on this command.
Okay.
And then these settings were used for deployment.
Okay, but it's not. I mean, I'm deploying now to Scalingo, which is something else. So I'll have to figure out how this works there specifically.
I think how you deploy to Scalingo?
I think you just push a Git repository.
Okay, there's an automated process from Scalingo to build the Meteor app.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think no. You can also specify the Meteor settings via an environment variable, I think.
Okay, yeah, I think that's what it's actually what is in there in the settings example JSON.
Okay.
The thing is, you're using settings example.json, right?
Yes.
You should be using settings.json. If you name it settings.json, it will be automatically included in your Meteor application.
Oh, really? That's nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll try that. Thanks, man.
That's what I read anyway.
Yeah, okay. See, already learned something.
Great.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, I give that a try. That's nice.
Okay. Do we have some other questions at the moment?
Yeah, as you probably read, I'm struggling a bit with PDF generation. And
Yeah.
I don't know if that's interesting to you, but it's just a specific use case at the moment.
Yeah, sadly, I don't have much experience in generating PDFs.
No, that's okay. I guess Serkan will help me along. He's doing all the work. I'm trying, man, but all right.
Are we gonna keep a wiki or a Google document for Q&A?
Yeah, we can do that if you want.
Like a recap of this session, or what do you mean?
Yeah. Okay. We've been talking about things for about half an hour now. We have learned a few things. We have received some answers to our questions, so we can, write them down, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris BKK is doing something similar in another group. I think he is posting a post on Medium after a session.
Yeah. Okay.
This session is recorded. So everyone can see it later again. Yeah, but I think it's also very good to have the topics and some answers in a document or in text form.
Yeah.
Okay.
Martin, do you want to do that?
I can do that as I don't have much time out of work, but I can do. I can spare some time. I can find.
Would be great.
That doesn't have to be a lot. I think just some key points.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So is this session being recorded?
Yes, right. It will be published on YouTube, I think. I will post the link in the channel.
Okay. Okay, then I can rewatch it and take my notes and create some sort of wiki or Q&A, whatever.
Yeah, it's up to you. We can speak with Christian to publish is also a medium. I think he have created a group for media mentors, and I will talk to him. Maybe we can do it a medium as well.
Yeah, and next session someone else does that, so it's fair, I guess. So another question would be, I read that in the other group someone recommended a package for filtering tables. I don't remember what it was.
What is Tabular, I think.
Yeah, that's it. And I took a look at it, and it seems quite nice. But what do I do if I don't have a table to filter? I mean, I have an app where I also have some kind of cards like you do, and I want to filter them, and I do this via sessions. Is that a good idea, or is it?
Yeah, you can
weird?
do that via sessions, but I think it's better to don't use session and use reactive vars or reactive dicts instead.
Okay, can you explain this a bit, or?
Yeah, okay. Session is a reactive dict, a reactive dictionary. Reactive dict is the short form, and you can instantiate new reactive dicts with a different name. For example, you can create a new reactive dict called filters. And there you can put then you can use filters instead of session.
Okay.
And yeah, but maybe filters as a reactive dict is a good idea if you have multiple filters on different places, something like that. Not you specify the filters as a minimongo query and push it into a session variable, I think. A session set. I was asking you if.
I'm just. How do I do it?
Session.set.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
then I get the session and just display things based on that.
Do you do this in a specific template, or do you specify or do you set the filter session variable on a different template than you need to use these filters?
Normally, the session set. I'm doing this in an event, so it's linked to a template, right? Yeah. But sessions are always global, or
yeah, sessions are always global. But that's what I'm asking. If you use the same template, you can use a reactive var on this template. You can create a template level variable, reactive.
Okay.
And there you can put the filters in the event, and you can use this in a helper or directly in Blaze.
And that means the reactive var isn't available anymore if the template gets destroyed? Or?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, and that's an advantage?
Okay.
I mean, is it?
Yeah,
probably
depends.
Because I'm a problem for me is now, for an example, I have a filter which filters products by price, and so I set the filter and it works. But when I go back to the homepage, the filter is still in place because the session is global. So I would have to write some kind of event or something that when I don't know, when you go back to the homepage, all sessions are cleared or something.
Yeah, you can do that if you on create it or on render it event hook on the template. You can unset the session, but yeah, I think then it's better to have the variable in the template.
All right. And it's okay to mix and match these, like use sessions here and there and some reactive vars on other places?
There are some articles about the usage of session, and that the usage of session are not really good. And I think Max 7 has some articles. I have to search them, and I will post them into Slack.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he was talking about don't use session and use reactive dictionaries and reactive variables instead.
Like always, or
always? Yes.
Can I butt in and ask a question?
Yes, sure.
If I open the same Meteor app in 2 different tabs, and if I set some session variable in one of those tabs, and if I switch to the other one, the other tab also has that exact same session vars, right?
No.
No.
I think the session variables are, yeah, I think it's a local. The state is saved in the browser window session, but they're a package to persist session variables in the local storage, I think. But I don't know how it's reactive. You have multiple browser windows opened, and maybe I don't think that it's working reactive. But if you want to have multiple browser windows and the state is shared between these windows, I think then it's good to use to use a collection and save the information in this collection, or use streams or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I have one more. I use the accounts package for email, Google and Facebook login, and that's pretty easy to set up locally because I'm talking about the Facebook and Google part now. Because you click this login button and then you get the instructions how to set that up. Now I've done that, so it works locally. But when I deploy the app, I have to do something else, I think. Or have you tried something like this? Is there something that might be placed in the settings.json? Like,
yeah, I think you have to, if you deploy your app, I think you have to store the app IDs and secrets and so in the settings. But I don't know it. Yeah, I have to look it up. Yeah.
I did it in Angular, so I didn't do it in Meteor. But what I know is that, for example, Facebook has different ID for the local development and for the live one. So if you use the same ID, it might not work of the live URL. So just check that. I'm not sure, but but Facebook, that's how it is.
Nice. I'll check that out.
So just go to Facebook, developer.facebook.com, and then there will be your app settings, and you will see which one is test and which one is live. And
okay,
that's
great. Nice. Thanks, Julia.
Okay, yeah, maybe that is a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll look into that. That sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Do we have more topics?
So yeah, okay.
Sorry. So is it hypothetically possible to have a code review, like if I let you in my Bitbuckets and you'll display my code in front of a group and tell me what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, things like that.
Yeah, it should be possible. Do you asking if it's possible generally or
No, here, in here.
do you want it to show you code now?
Not right now. I'll have to
Okay.
make you a not contributor, but
Yeah, I think
but in the future, let's say I say, okay, rip me apart, okay?
Mhm. Yeah, it should be possible. Yeah.
I think you can share your screen, right? In Hangouts.
Yeah, that's what I was right.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, I think so too. I would also be interested in that.
Yeah.
Nice. Should we like test it?
Okay. Yeah. Does anyone have another topic?
Yeah, maybe if you structure your app by features.
Yeah.
And your app has like I don't know, static pages, like an about page or something. Where does that go?
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it depends. I think if you're talking about if you have a normal static homepage or website in Meteor developed.
Yeah.
And where you start, okay. Yeah, it depends.
Okay.
If you, yeah, if you have some more functionality on this site, I think it's good to have a directory called content, something like that, or static pages.
Okay.
But that's not feature based, not really feature based, I think. And
But public.
yeah, or in public, but it depends if you want to use Blaze in these static pages for rendering. It won't work if it's in the public directory.
Okay.
But if you want to have an really static HTML page, you can put it in the public directory. Everything in the public directory will be available with slash static page.html if the file is static page.html.
So how did you configure a flow router, for example, for the default route, so it wouldn't serve default, like go to index.html or something? Don't supply default route.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Let's say for the index page, I want a static page, right?
Yeah.
So I put it in the public somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and it's index.html.
Mm-hmm.
Then in my flow router, I have to specify a default route, just a slash, right?
Yeah.
So if I don't want that slash, so I just don't specify it.
You want to no. You want to have the static page always loaded if you go to your app. Is that right?
Right. Correct. Yeah, that's
Okay.
just the entry page. And I read somewhere, I think on a Slack, that people say that for the index page, you really don't want to create a gazillion of sockets just because somebody stumbled on your app. Correct?
Okay. Yeah, I think you can. Yeah. Interesting question. Maybe it's possible to specify the entry route on the server and disable the DDP connection.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I think it's possible to disable the DDP connect or the WebSocket completely, but I don't know if it's possible on a single route. Yeah, I have to look it up.
Is it possible Nginx might be a better solution for that scenario? I mean, what Julia says, he says, if somebody accesses my root / I want index.html served, right? Is that so, Julia?
Yeah, exactly right. And not hit the router.
Yeah, I think, of course, you may have other options, but I think Nginx would be a much better solution for what you're asking.
Yeah.
Because as far as I can tell, if you're serving something from Meteor, it has to load all those files, all those sockets, whatever, in the beginning. But if you put Nginx in front of Meteor and have Nginx serve some certain pages without consulting Meteor, then you would have much less bloat on the client, I think.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think the load balancer or Nginx is the right place to do that, and don't load Meteor for serving this page. I think
also,
it's the right. Yeah.
Also, quick question about this. We're talking about putting our stick files under the, and they will be served by Meteor. They will be served by Node.js, right? But if I put Nginx in front of Meteor, then maybe Meteor will be more performant, can serve more users, I think, because it will not have to serve any static files, only work on its own files, right? So what I'm trying to say is it feasible to use Nginx and Meteor on the same server? Let's say I have a DigitalOcean $20 machine, basically 2 GB RAM, 2 CPUs. If I run Meteor on that server, it will run Nginx in the background for Meteor and also MongoDB. And if I install another application, Nginx, maybe I can serve static files through Nginx and maybe use the server more conformantly.
Okay. You want to serve only the front-end code from Meteor and serve these files statically via Nginx, and only use the server component and DDP WebSocket connection from Meteor. Maybe it's more performant, but yeah. It's,
the thing is, it requires much more work, because you have to set up Nginx, you have to also follow up on how much Nginx is using, how much system resources you still have, blah blah. But I'm curious about when I should start serving static files through Nginx instead of Meteor, because we know Meteor can handle thousands of connections at the same time, but every static file means locking the related socket or sockets, whatever, for some time. Because if I serve a 4 megabyte PDF through Meteor, that means Meteor will have to work much more, because you cannot just tell the system to serve 4 megabytes and do whatever else in the meantime. What I'm trying to get is, I think, in my final setup, I want Nginx at the front, but when should I do that? That's the question for me.
Yeah. There was an interesting blog post of Josh Owens to use CDN with Meteor and serve the static content via CDN.
So that would mean no need for Nginx or anything like that.
Yeah, right. That would mean you don't need Nginx, but yeah, it's up to you to do it on your own. But yeah, will be some work.
Yeah, manual labor.
I will post the link to the blog post in Slack.
Thank you. Another question I have, people always talk about not being able to use MySQL or PostgreSQL with Meteor, but they never talk about Redis. I want to use Redis in my projects, but not as a reactive data source. It doesn't have to be reactive, because for me, reactivity is a plus, but not always a necessity. Not everything has to be reactive.
Yeah, you can still do a pull.
Yeah. So my question is, can I use Redis as a data source? It doesn't have to be reactive. It doesn't have to. It can use server routes, as in Arunoda server routes. I don't mind, because let's say I'm developing an API. All my clients will touch the API, so the client-side reactivity doesn't mean much. So can I? Is there a package? Is there some way to use Redis in my Meteor code?
Yeah, since Meteor is originally Node.js code, you can use a Node package for that. Today it's possible with if you can create a package for that and include the Node package in that package, or you can use a Meteor Hacks npm package, and then you can install the npm package directly in your Meteor app. And starting with Meteor 1.3, you can use npm packages directly. But I think it's the right way is to include the npm package for Redis, and then use it and to query the data in a Meteor method or a publish method. It's also possible, a non-reactive publish method. But if you use a Meteor method, you can do something like pull.
Any idea on when 1.3 will be out of beta? Any guesses?
I guess it should be in February, hopefully, but I don't know it.
Yeah, so 2 weeks later maybe we'll be using 1.3.
Yeah.
Because from all the things I read in the forums, Meteor might be moving towards more. We'll start using Facebook technologies, Facebook originating technologies more. So I'm thinking I can start using Blaze right now, and it's very easy, very simple, and easy on the eyes because you don't have to use HTML in your JavaScript.
But yeah.
It's my personal opinion, but it looks ugly for me.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Me. So I don't like React as much as most people I see, but I'm thinking maybe I should force myself to like React, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, the problem is the Blaze community is very small if you compare to the React community, and I think if you look forward in a year, the React community will be much bigger as compared to now, and the Blaze community will be much smaller compared to now.
We'll be sitting in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, what is really good with React is the community is very big, and in the most time there was already one guy who was thinking about the problem you have now, and you can take his solution, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel at some points.
Yeah.
Okay.
How difficult is to convert from?
Yeah.
Difficult.
Yeah, it depends. If you have a very small app, it should be
So it's
very
already
easy.
quite large.
Yeah. If you have a large app, maybe you want to start with a single template. You want to migrate to React, and then
Can you combine them?
Yeah, you can combine them. There is you can use, there's a helper to include React components into Blaze templates. It comes directly from MDG. I think the package is called React helper or something like that.
No, whatever. Sorry.
Yep.
So you could do it piece by piece.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That's nice. Yeah.
You can include React components in your Blaze templates, but there's also the opposite. You can also there's a package to include Blaze templates or to render Blaze templates in React components.
All right.
Maybe to use Autoform or something like that. But I haven't tried it yet.
Okay. Can you tell me a bit more about servers and container sizes? Because I really don't know what that means. For example, on Scalingo, I have now a package with one container, and it has a 512 MB CPU. What does that mean? When will my app fall over?
Yeah, it depends.
Is there a general rule of thumb or anything, or do I just have to wait and see?
Yeah, I think you have to wait and see. But generally, if you're using the oplog functionality of MongoDB, your app will require much more RAM as you don't use oplog. But if you don't use oplog, Meteor has to do long polling to the MongoDB, then it requires much more CPU
okay.
points.
I mean, I'm just building a small app here for I don't know how many users, but not as much as Team Grid. So I just have no idea what these numbers exactly mean. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to try it.
What do you do at Team Grid? You just buy the biggest package you can get, or for the hosting, or?
Yeah, we have done that. We are on Galaxy.
Okay. Oh, all right. Okay.
But yeah, Galaxy is a bit oversized yet for us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we don't have to invest time to DevOps. It's really great.
Okay, and with
Really
Galaxy, you have to also find another place to store your database, or is that included in Galaxy,
No,
or was it?
database hosting isn't included in Galaxy, but MDG is recommending Compose.
Okay.
And we are on Compose.
Do you know the reason why they did not include this?
Yes, they don't want to be database experts.
Okay. All right.
That's the main reason.
Fair enough.
Because they already have limited resources and don't want
okay.
To say, okay, you three guys, you do database hosting, and yeah.
Yeah, because I was expecting from Galaxy something like the Meteor deploy command on their servers, you know, the test servers, and because to me everything that involves the server environment DevOps part is very uncomfortable, or you know.
Yeah.
So for me with a small app, Scalingo seems nice because I just have to push a repository and it does something and it works.
Yeah, deployment with Galaxy is easy as Meteor deploy. It's working also.
Yeah, but you have to hook up the database somehow, or.
Yeah, that's really cool. You can specify the environment variables in your settings JSON.
Ah.
And there you can specify your database connection URL, but it don't work on the free hosting at this moment.
Right. So you basically put a link in the settings.json from your database, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then how do you deploy? You just type Team Grid
deploy.
All right.
You specify another host name for deployment, I think, by a session variable. No, not session, environment variable. And then you run meteor deploy, and instead of your project.meteor.com, you specify your domain, and yeah, the deployment is easy as meteor deploy.
Okay, nice. And you don't have to do anything for your database host to get that to work. Just host your database there, grab the link, and it's done. Okay, that's even easier than Scalingo then. Great.
Yeah, Galaxy is really great.
Okay.
For hosting.
And is it a good idea to actually have your database somewhere else? It is, right?
Yeah, it depends. At this moment, there is no other option.
Okay. Oh, well.
But yeah, I think it's good to have to keep the latency small and have the database in the same location as your app.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
To don't open performance bottlenecks.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions. Is it possible to replace the HTML in React components with something like a global variable, maybe let's say named templates, as in this example I just posted a hackpad link. You know, it says return div something something something. Is it possible to replace it with return templates dot homepage? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, the problem is that internally JSX is will be transpiled to JavaScript, and if it's transpiled to JavaScript, this looks something like react.createElement div, comma, and then the attributes and the childs. And yeah, I think that's a problem. But no, that's not a problem. But that's a reason why you can not specify the HTML directly in a string or something like that. Because it has to transpile to JavaScript.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it might be. It might look. Yeah.
Because
spooky.
Sorry, I just missed that internet connection problems. And if it were possible to do it like return templates dot whatever, it would be much more readable for me, much more beautiful anyway.
Yeah, but I think if you want to learn React, it's good to do it like React, like React's way. And if you know how it works, you can decide if it's makes sense to put the HTML templates in another file or another global variable.
Yeah. And you said it felt uncomfortable to you too in the beginning, but now it's
yeah,
right, so
exactly.
maybe give it a try.
If you start working with React and do it for some weeks, the whole thing makes really a lot of sense.
Okay.
And don't look ugly anymore for you, maybe.
Okay. Well.
You
give it a try. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Second question. When I'm working on my local host, the database connection is so fast. When I click save, it just saves and renders the other template. But when I'm working on, let's say, test.meteor.com, it's not that fast. So when I press save, let's say it takes 2 seconds to save and go back to the list and show the list. So what I'm wondering is it possible to show some sort of indicator to the user that it's being saved, and it will go back to the list in seconds. You know, when the user clicks save, you disable the button and you show some I don't know, rotating dots or something, and then you show the list. Is this possible in Blaze or React or whatever?
Yeah, it should be possible in Blaze and React, but yeah, a better way is to save it directly on the client, sync it to the server, and if the server throws an error, then throw the error on the client. It's called optimistic UI or latency compensation. Are you using Autoform in this case?
Yeah, just vanilla.
Okay. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Do you create a new document in a collection? Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. I have a collection. Let's for example take the to-do example on Meteor website. when you're running the to the example application on your computer, it's very fast. You don't see anything happening. You don't notice anything happening. It just goes fast. Sorry, but when you deploy it on whatever .meteor.com or any other server, it doesn't matter. It automatically, because of the internet connection, it automatically it takes 2 seconds for it to actually be saved and appearing on the list.
Okay.
If you're in short, the example has a to-do text, an input on the top of the page, and the list below the input text. But when we are talking about complex forms, you can't put the insert form and the list on the same page, basically. They have to be separate. So especially in admin type forms, you have to go to the server, save the record, and then go back to the list, because you can know for sure if it will be accepted by the server, let's say. If it will be saved, basically.
Yeah. Normally Meteor should handle everything on the client and sync do synchronization with the server in the background, and then show the differences if the document is synced right again to the client. That's that's the pattern called latency compensation, and
the thing is, latency compensation, as far as I understand it, it assumes it will be saved. It assigns an ID to that document and assumes it will be saved. But on the server side, it may not be accepted. If it doesn't get accepted, it will be removed from the list.
Yes, right.
Right? What if we're talking about a very complex form and we don't want the user to enter everything again? In that case,
I think
from my perspective, I want. Go.
I think it's to use latency compensation. It's required to do validation on the client as well, to don't run into these issues that you submit a document and the server will reject it. I think that's only for, or the server only should reject documents if the client are or the user do something. Want to break something, and normally you should do the validation in the form as well as on the server, and then throw an error on the client if the validation has not passed. Okay.
I think we're over now, right?
Yeah, we're already over time.
It would be nice if we could do some code review next time.
And I think we should discuss in Slack which type of app we want to build.
Right.
I know what I want.
Okay, great. I hope everyone has learned something.
It's been very productive. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, see you next time.
All right. Bye.
See you in the Slack channel.